All right, homework due November 5th. Our learning goal today is to write equations to represent real-life situations and then use your equation to solve the problem. Okay, the first problem, the sum of the three consecutive integers is negative 36. What are the integers? I'd like you to define your variable. What does x represent? Write an equation to solve the problem, or write an equation to represent the problem, and then solve your equation to answer the question. I'm going to give us a quick reminder. We have seen consecutive integers problems, I think, one time before. I'll remind you that on a number line, the first number is x. X plus 1 is the next one. X plus 2. And I could keep going if I wanted to. Okay. So I'm going to say x represents, well, what does x represent? What did you say? So I'm going to say x represents my first integer. So then write an equation to represent this problem. What equation did you write? All right, this is my equation. X plus 1 plus x plus 2 equals negative 36. Okay, go ahead and solve that and tell me what you get. All right, I'm going to solve that. I'm going to start by combining like terms. With these parentheses, I don't actually need these parentheses, so this is the same thing as x plus 1 plus x plus 2. I'm going to combine my like terms. That's 3x's plus 1 plus 2, so plus 3. And that equals negative 36. All right, I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. So 3x equals, what is that, negative 39. Divide both sides by 3. I get x is negative 13. All right, so using that information, answer the question. What are the three integers? All right. So if I do this, negative 13, 0 is going to be over here somewhere. If I keep going, it'll be negative 13, negative 12, negative 11. And we could double check that. So my integers are the first, oops. I was going to write first and then I wrote 1f. I don't even know why. First integer is negative 13. Second integer is negative 12. And the third integer is negative 11. And we could check negative 13 plus negative 12 plus negative 11. Does that really equal negative 36? So negative 10, 20, 30, negative 30 plus negative 3, negative 2, negative 1 is negative 6, which is negative 36. So yes. How'd you do? All right, here's the next one. Here's another coins problem. Jen has twice as many dimes as nickels. Jen has 2 more quarters than dimes. She has a total of $4.25. How many of each type of coin does Jen have? Define your variable. X represents. Before I do this, I'm actually going to make my little table just to organize my ideas. So I have dimes. I'm going to do these in numerical order, I think. Nickels, dimes, and quarters. And this is going to be the number of coins. And I don't have a space. I'll move this whole thing down just a smidge. Perfect. Number of coins and then value. Okay, twice. Okay, so go ahead, copy this down, fill it out. What'd you get? So twice as many dimes as nickels. I'm going to say x, 2x, 2 more quarters than dimes. Dimes is 2x, so 2x plus 2. This part you can do a little differently if you want to. This is the way I like to do it. Nickels are 5 cents, so 5 times x is the value. Dimes are 10 cents, so 10 times 2x. Quarters are 25 cents, so 25 times 2x plus 2. All right, x represents, what does x represent? X represents the number of nickels. And then the equation to represent this problem, why don't you go ahead and write your equation. All right, this is the equation that I get. So the value of my nickels, 5x, plus the value of my dimes, 10 times 2x, plus the value of my quarters, 25 times 2x plus 2, equals $4.25, but I'm doing this in pennies, so I'm going to call it 425. All right, go ahead and solve your equation. What is this? 5x plus 20x plus 50x plus 50, which is 75x plus 50, which equals 425. Subtract 50. So 75x equals, I need a calculator. No, I don't. 375. Divide that by 75. 375 divided by 75 equals 5. X equals 5. So I'm going to use this x equals 5. I've got 5 nickels, 10 dimes, and 12 quarters. So I have 5 nickels, 10 dimes, and 12 quarters. All right. Oops, what's going on? All right, for these ones, go ahead and solve the equation. Type in what you got, and then I'll show you how to do it. So what did you get for equation number 13? All right, scratch that off because it's in my way. All right, I'm going to multiply. 1/3 of a number is 1, so I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal, 3 over 1. So x plus 6 equals 3. Subtract 6 from both sides. X equals -3. And if we were to check it, I'd make that -3. So I've got 1/3 times -3 plus 6 equals 1, which is 1/3 of 3 equals 1. 1/3 times 3 really is 1, so 1 equals 1. That is correct. All right. How'd you do? All right. 14. What'd you get? All right, here we go. What am I going to do? I don't know. 5 minus, okay. So this right here, that's the same thing as like plus a -4. I'm going to distribute that -4 to both of those pieces there. So I've got 5 plus negative 4 times 2b plus negative 4 times negative 5 plus 3b equals 15. All right, I've got 5 plus negative 4 times 2 is negative 8b plus negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20 plus 3b equals 15. I'm going to combine my like terms. Negative 8b, negative 3b. That is going to be negative 5b. And then plus 5 and 20 is 25. Equals 15. I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides. So negative 5b equals negative 10 divided by negative 5. And b is positive 2. All right. Try number 16. Sorry this is so pixelated. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just leave my decimals. This 2/10 doesn't bother me too bad. So 2/10 times 10t is 2/10 times 10t minus 2/10 times 4 minus t equals 1.2. 2/10 times 10 is 2. 2/10 times 4 is 0.8 minus t equals 1.2. Combine my like terms. 1t minus 0.8 is 1.2. Add 0.8 to both sides. 1t is 2. All right, number 17. Okay. With this one, I notice that part right there. I'm actually going to deal with that first. So I'm going to subtract 22 from both sides because it makes my left-hand side a little easier. Negative 1/7 times x minus 7 is 4. I'm going to go ahead. And use distributive property. Negative 1/7 times x is negative 1/7 x. Remember, negative times a negative is a positive, so it's going to be plus 7/7, which is plus 1, equals 4. Subtract 1 from both sides. Negative 1/7 x equals 3. Multiply both sides by the reciprocal. It's negative 7 over 1. So x equals negative 21. That's what I get for that one. Okay. 2 more. I see 2 denominators. I'm going to make a common denominator. So I'm going to multiply the left hand by 2 over 2 and the right side by 3 over 3. Doesn't change the value on other sides because I'm just multiplying both sides by 1. But it does give me a common denominator, which will be helpful. So I got 2 times x minus 2 over 6 equals 3 over 6. If that is true, then that means that 2 times x minus 2 has to equal 3, which is a little easier. Distributive property, 2 times x is 2x minus 4 equals 3. Add 4 to both sides. 2x equals 7, so x equals 3.5. I'm going to go back and double check that just to make sure that You know, I think this is right. So 3.5 minus 2 divided by 3 should equal 1/2. 3.5 minus 2 is 1.5 divided by 3. That is true because I know that 1.5 is half of 3. You could divide these down. 1.5 divided by 3, if you did it on a calculator, you get negative or 0.5. That's the same thing as 1/2. I was not expecting a decimal answer there, so I went through and checked it. All right, last one. Okay. Whenever you see a negative at the beginning of, in front of a parentheses, remember that means -1. So this is -1 times x. Oops. And then -1 times -5 plus 2 minus x equals 3. Negative x plus 5, negative times negative is positive, plus 2 minus x equals 3. Combine our like terms. I have 2 negative x's, so negative 2x. Combine these like terms. Plus 7 equals 3. Subtract 7 from both sides. I don't know why I have that. Subtract 7 on both sides. I've got negative 2x is negative 4. Divide both sides by negative 2. X equals 2. All right. How'd you do? Are you ready for the quiz on Friday?